Y'all, we already know what this is all about. This is only for clout purposes and trying to get votes. This man is not concerned about these kids, so he can either just stop the cap. What is going on, my patriots? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of, you guessed it, Joel Davis Media Network. If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. So, my new subscribers, thank you for rocking with me. We are really moving the needle forward. Only thing I need you guys to do, since you love my content and everything else, if you cannot donate, join. I repeat, join. Please join the channel. It's only $2 a month. And if you can't do it that way, a like and a share is free as well. So let's jump in today's festivities. So today we're going to talk about a guy named Beto O'Rouke, aka Softy Roke. All right. Now we already know that right now we are going through an extreme tragedy in America. Okay, 19 children's lives was lost, and yes, it's in my description below. Cat Slave, and anybody else that's my moderators, put my email so Miss Cat Slave can get it. There's a lot of things that's been going on that's been hurting America, right? We had the shooting over in Chicago, in Buffalo, New York, the supermarket shooting with a manifesto. And then we had this young man here who tragically killed his grandmother. And I want to say his grandfather. They have not confirmed that yet because it was 3 adults involved. And he tragically shot a teacher and 19 children as we know it. So 22 people was dead, and he killed himself afterwards. Now, with that being said, it is a tragic situation. Oh, the grandmother's not dead? Okay. All right. Fantastic. Thank you for getting that straightened out for me. It's been a tragic situation, and the whole state of Texas is hurting. Give me one moment. But anyway, guys, sorry about that. This was wife said, "Hey, this is crazy." But let's look at the actual thing that happened today that even got more crazier, and that is with the whole situation with the news conference that was held by the governor. Now, if you don't know who the governor is of Texas, it is Governor what's his name? Greg Abbott. Sorry, getting a little brain fart. And Greg Abbott is known to be a no-nonsense guy. And I'm going to play a clip of what actually happened, and go from there. So let's jump into this here. So let's jump into this, and I'm going to play the clip, and then I'm going to let y'all see that, and I'll come right back.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
Sit down and don't play this stuff.
Next shooting is right now, and you're doing nothing.
No, you need to get this out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is totally predictable. When you
Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Please leave this auditorium. I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue. It's on assholes like you. Why don't you get out of here?
All right. So you guys saw that, you heard that. Once again, this is a perfect example of what happens when you got people like him doing this type of thing. I'm being honest. And let me tell y'all something. This right here just goes to show you how desperate the radical left is, okay, to try to capitalize on our pain. Instead of worrying about uniting as a state, putting your political gain or political competition to the side and try to be show support as a person that wants to make sure that the family is taken care of, the lives are being saved. The only thing he can think about is playing the blame game, the dissing game. You're not doing enough. You're not important. You don't do this. You don't do that. Now, in the statement, I'm going to read here, and I'm not going to share it with the screen because I don't want y'all guys to get any more. But this is what he is saying right now. Now, what he's saying is, I'm going to read it right quick and paraphrase it. I'm not going to go in detail. Former Representative Beto O'Rouke, Texas, of Democrat of Texas, interrupted a press conference from the Texas Governor Greg Abbott about the Uvalde shooting today, shouting at the current governor before being escorted from the auditorium. Now, we know he's running for governor. We know that he got upset because Abbott described the need for more mental health programs in the state that he said might have headed off the massacre. O'Rourke yelled the following: "This is on you." And he's directing his comment at Abbott: "You're doing nothing. This is totally predictable when you choose not to do anything." And that's when everybody was like ready to jump on that ass. Now, they as he was throwing it out, this is what been said. This was unpredictable. It was totally predictable, and I predict that this will continue to happen when you continue to have a governor who will not stand up for the people of Texas. O'Rouke told the crowd of reporters, which is a lie. Okay. Now I'm about to go up here and look at Beto O'Rouke's poll numbers. Okay, since he's so for Texas. Now I gotta do this here because now as of right now, and this is from Newsweek. I'm finna share this with y'all right here. I'm gonna add to the stream right quick. This, give me 1 second. So if you see right here, what's actually going on here, Beto O'Rouke is currently behind 16% of Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott has 48% of the state rocking with him. And in fact, they even talk about it's increased over time since he's had these illegals being bussed back to Washington trying to protect the border. So right now, Beto O'Rouke's chances of beating Abbott is really sad. Okay, because nobody's feeling Beto O'Rouke. Now, why is nobody not feeling this guy? I know a lot of people gonna ask this, Joel. Why is nobody not feeling this guy? Well, let's talk about the policies that this guy's got. When you're trying to be soft on crime, when you're trying to support a problem of immigrants coming through without being regulated, nobody has time for it. Now, Greg Abbott has his moments. I've been told by a lot of even conservatives they don't really care for Greg Abbott on particular issues, but he has stepped up to the plate when it came to protecting his state. Now, when it comes to protecting his state, that's what he's done. He has been even keeled on that. He has stood up to make sure that the borders are protected. And the reason why I like Greg Abbott, because the guy's in a wheelchair and got more nads than most of these guys with 2 legs that can walk healthy. So I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot. Now, Beto O'Rouke, again, is just like the rest of these liberals, AOC, and these progressives that make an ass out themselves because they know the real problem. They know the real situation. They know that at the end of the day, they are at fault with this mess. They are, because of the things that they do to these young folks. When you're talking about this gentleman who recently did this, was a part of the Alphabet Soup Club, and he also was going through a mental crisis, probably because he was trying to figure out his identity or who he was as a individual. Because a lot of these folks that's a part of this Alphabet Club don't want to admit that they cause a lot of problems for themselves. They do. They do cause a lot of problems. It's hard for them to focus. They got a lot going on up there. I mean, you think about the things that you got to have going on up there to be trying to fight with being a man or a woman trapped in whatever body that you think you ain't supposed to be in, and you're trying to virtue signal this and virtue signal that, and it's just a lot. And I think a lot of times they just need to talk it out. I'm not saying that all of these folks that act like this or into this are disturbed. I'm just saying that a lot of them need therapy. They need to talk out their feelings and come with a happy medium. Because, see, to be normal is to be use common sense. Now, Rapper 10,000 had something very important. He said, I'm going to read this. Joel Davis Media Network, Israel has armed teachers and they don't have these problems. Look at the facts. You know what, Rapper 10,000, I've been saying this for about a year. I used to be against it when I was on that woke BS. I think teachers need to be armed. I think teachers need to be armed. I think we need more resource officers in the school. And also, too, I think that before you arm a teacher, they need to have a psychological test to make sure that they are capable of determining when to use a firearm to protect themselves against a student. I think if we did that, that would curb a lot of this violence going on in the school. I'm serious. It would curb a lot. Because if you know your teachers is armed, you know the resource officer is armed, you're not going to try nothing. And if you know if you do try something, you're going to be expired. I don't know about you, but kids are more aptitude of being fearful of the definite than the unknown in this generation. See, this generation, they're not comfortable with the definite, but they love the unknown. So the reason why they did what they did with this current shooting situation was an unknown, right? Because I'll go into elementary school, I've loaded up, I do what I do. Unknown of the outcome is I may get out of there with no issues because it's in elementary school. But if you get teachers armed, metal detectors, cameras, all that stuff, teachers, these students are going to that are on this demon time are going to be a little bit more apt not to do it because they're going to be like, okay, if I do this, I'm not going to accomplish nothing. You know, if I'm trying to make a big name for myself, I'm going to get injured maybe one kid, or I might not be able to injure a kid at all. So this is the situation that we have to look at here. And I think that's why we as conservative content creators got to have children have to be able to promote this level of thinking. We got to protect our children at all costs. And I feel more comfortable if you told me this teacher has went and been trained, went through the psychiatric evaluation and can protect my child at all costs. Exactly. Shot through the glass through the door to get in. If a teacher would have been armed and prepared, or we had multiple teachers or teacher aides that were trained with self-defense and gun, we probably would not have as much casualties. By the time the response team would have came, he would have been laid out, or apparently running to keep from being laid out. So that's very definite. But getting back to the topic at hand, what do I think about all this with what Beto O'Rouke has pulled? Beto O'Rouke is another example of what is going on in America right now, with why the Democratic Party is failing its own party. They worry about virtual signaling, trying to get likes, votes, and sympathy versus focusing on what's going on currently at hand. And when that happens, what winds up happening is that our children gets lost in the sauce. The important stuff gets put behind, and you got all of our American people in a disarray because they don't know who to believe. Should I believe this liberal who's talking about this, that, and the third, blaming the conservative guy, or should I believe the conservative guy that says, yes, he's praying for my family and the things that's going on, but he also got to ramble with the likes of this nonsense? This wasn't the place for it, man. These kids, these families are hurt. They're never going to see their children again. I'm actually got a person that I follow, and they follow me on Twitter on my on my American Hip Hop Entertainment feed. And this young lady lost her daughter out of this tragedy. Lost her daughter. The daughter is not coming home. She is crying her eyes out. And that's sad when you as a parent, you know what I'm saying, you got to relive the words being told to you over and over again that your child is never coming home. I don't care how old your child is. Your child could be grown, your child can be young. But if somebody tells you your child is never coming home, man, I'm telling you now, you'll never ever get over that. That is like one of the biggest upsets you could ever deal with. I don't care who you are. It's just one of the biggest upsets you can ever deal with. And to make it worse is when you're telling people what you're going through and you're talking to all politicians about the issues, and you got one group that's trying to work with you and you got another group trying to capitalize and use your pain to gain more freaking votes. You can't make this up. Awesome Alice, my girl. We need prayer for the parents and all involved. This world has some evil people in it. Now, before I wrap this up, I want to give y'all an update on that conference of what Greg Abbott has said. Greg Abbott said that he talked to the officers in that area, a predominantly Hispanic community. And he said that the officers told him the problem with the violence that happened at that school is because the whole community in Uvalde has a very high rate of mental illness situation going on, especially among young people. That's why he was making that conference, because he's trying to get mental health over there to help these young people so we won't experience this again. Now, personally, to me, I think the dude was evil. But hey, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just talking because I had children and it hurts me as well. You know? But this gives you an idea of what we're facing out here. Guys, I'm telling you now, you cannot make this up. You can't make this up. And I think a lot of reason of mental health, Donku said, wonder why is that the case? Donku, the reason why it's the case, because like we said before, we have a very horrible medical a Medicaid system for mental health. Unless you a veteran, you're not going to get good mental health. And like Rapper said too, also there's no fathers in the home. We don't have no support in the homes. We have a lot of single mothers. And not only this single mother, you got single fathers too now that's causing havoc on these children. So you got a lot of dynamics of the two-parent system, the nuclear family not being involved. A lot of single mothers, a lot of single fathers. The child is not getting the appropriate attention they need, and it devastates their psyche. It really does. And before you know it, those children have a hard time. You got to be Robert 10,000. You got to be evil to murder your grandmother. I think this man was very evil. He may have had some mental issues, but I just think he was just straight evil. But not to downplay the mental issues. It still is a very big problem in America. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody coming into the chats now, loving the love, loving that we keep averaging between 12 to 20 people in the chats. That means we are picking up steam. Shout out to all of my followers and new ones as well. If you're a new moderator, that means that you have earned the respect of your peers of being a part of an elite group, because this is a family unit here. We are family. All right. We are family. And believe me, we all catch up. We all respect each other. We all show love on this channel to each other. And even if you a liberal and you follow me on this channel, long as you got respect and talk with some sense, guess what? You can be part of the family too. But at the end of the day, guys, I need y'all to get in the comment section and tell me what you think about the latest stunt that's been pulled by Beto O'Rouke. Are we going to see more of this virtue signaling from the Democratic Party? Or you think that he was out of line and his party's going to spank him for being a bad boy? Please like, share, subscribe. I love you guys. Take care. Y'all know what it is. I'm out.